Hey guys, it's KJM and it's hump day. I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday at least. I know I haven't dropped a video in a while and you guys are probably wondering where are the wig reviews, all this other stuff. Today is the last day of summer. Tomorrow is the first day of fall/autumn and I'm going to be bringing the wig reviews. We're going to jump into our fitness because spring and summer bodies are made in fall and winter. We're going to do so much. But today, I want to drop you a message about something that's been kind of heavy on my heart since the pandemic started, but definitely right now since we're in a Mercury retrograde and we have 6 planets in retrograde. Like a lot of crazy shit's been happening. I don't know if a lot of crazy shit's been happening to y'all, but some really crazy shit has been happening to me. And I'm trying to make sense of it all, but as I'm doing it, I'm literally gonna walk y'all through some of this and hopefully guide y'all through this energy that's out there right now. So we're in unprecedented times. You may be like me where I'm just sick of hearing that, but that's where we're at, and a lot of things are changing. So we know a lot of things with the outside world is changing, but some things on our inner self is changing as well, and we can't ignore those signs. So before I get deep, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, click subscribe. If you're not following me on IG or TikTok, please follow me on there. And do remember that like my page is a lifestyle page. So I will cover fitness, makeup, wigs, whatever, but I also cover life just in general. All right, so back to the planets being in retrograde. So I think starting last year, I saw signs of, people I had either been associated with or been friends with, like somewhere between like 14 to 16 plus years, and I had to really cut them off. Now, let me tell you how I am about friendships in particular, or even like whatever, associateships, whatever. And like I'm from the north, so we definitely will call people an associate. And what that literally means is they may walk around saying that we're friends, but in my opinion, this is not a person I would call when I'm in crisis. This is not a person I would talk to about my life. It's just my associate, right? So last year I had to end like a 16 plus year associateship with someone who I considered was kind of gave me like what I thought was big sister energy. And a lot went down and it just happened so suddenly. 16 years, never an issue. One day an issue. And, I literally decided, like I knew this person in a business capacity. I tried to continue doing business with them one more time. And I just knew right then and there it was over because they could not separate the personal from the business. And then life went on. I cannot understand how you could spend 16 years knowing someone, never have even a disagreement with them, and then all of a sudden, boop, the friendship or the associateship is over. But I'll tell you that, when that happens to me, especially in friendship, I don't hesitate to cut people off, especially when they try to disrespect, because friendship is the one area, like, it's one of the areas in my life, like being a big sister, and being an auntie or being a mother figure. I take these things super, super seriously. And friendship is one of those areas where I put a lot into it. I put more into friendship than I do romantic relationships. If you walk through any of my apartments that I have rented over time, you will see photos of friends. You will not see photos of a lover, not even my baby father. And I've known him for 12 years. And like I have lots of pictures with us and they don't get posted. They're not even around my apartment. I just feel like until somebody's my husband, the romantic stuff, like it is what it is. But for the romance side, sometimes it's hard for me to cut somebody off because I don't put 100% into romance. I think I was the best person I could be in every relationship, but I think that I am growing into this amazing person that is going to be an amazing wife for some amazing man one day. But I am growing into that, and I'm a seasoned woman. And that's something you don't hear a lot of women say, how we also need to grow into ourselves, learn things about ourselves. And I'm always about self-love, self-care. I love to spend a lot of time with myself. So, romantic relationships is a little harder for me to close the door because it's not something that I show up 100% in. Friendships, I show up 10,000%. I literally do. Like if we're really friends, like I got you. So, And that's not to say I'm not a flawed person. So recently, I had an actual friendship, not an associateship, and like out of nowhere, like a 14-year friendship. Like I've been taking photos, like from around my apartment down. Like it's crazy. It really feels like a divorce. And like for me, it felt like it came out of nowhere. But I learned a lesson from last year ending that 16 plus year associateship and from previous friendship situations that when God says no and he's showing you, like you may have never had a problem with this person ever, and then all of a sudden you're in a storm and he's showing you these things back to back to back to back to back, all in one setting, what he's saying is you're about to go to another level and you can't take this person with you. So both in the associateship from last year and the friendship that just ended, these people wanted me to be things I could not be. These people wanted me to love myself less. These people wanted me to interact with them in ways that it wasn't for me to do. And honestly, especially with the 14-year friendship, talking it out, we had like 2 arguments. And talking it out, I realized this person has a lot of animosity towards me. They have a lot of animosity towards me simply because I am me. Like, I'm not going to stop being me to make somebody else feel better about themselves. And honestly, my real friends have never asked me to stop being me. So both in the associateship and the friendship, people were asking me to stop being me. They weren't saying I'm not showing up for them. What they were saying is, I want you to be more like this way so I could be more comfortable with me. Y'all, I can't change my sexuality for anybody. Y'all, I can't change how picky I am about guys. I've had several people say to me, like, I don't understand why you're so picky. And honestly, I'm picky because my mama told me a long time ago that my pussy was platinum, and that was one of the things that I believed that came out of her mouth. She also told me I'm a beautiful black woman. I'm smart, I'm intelligent. And these things, when you tell them to your children when they're young, they believe it. I'm so sorry for anybody who didn't have that. My mom is not perfect, but one thing she did do is instill self-esteem in me. And these people wanted me to show parts of myself that just don't exist. And it's frightening to me that these things are happening. But when they're happening, I literally pray on it. And I'm like, if you've never had an issue with this person, then all of a sudden, it's like guns are blazing, everything's happening. It means somebody's been holding animosity towards you. Somebody's been holding feelings towards you they have not said to you. And if you're letting them fester and you're not bringing them to the surface and you're saying that to me, I understand you don't mean me any good. Now, I could go deeper into both situations and get messy because there are some interesting stories about both people, but I'm not even going to go there. If they keep my name out their mouth, I keep their name out my mouth. But yes, both situations were messy and I could not believe what people were saying to me. But the whole point of this whole message is no matter who it is, if God is saying no, don't turn that no into a maybe. Don't try to turn it into a yes. Don't try to dumb yourself down to keep a friendship going. I wouldn't do that with a man in a romantic sense, so I damn sure I'm not going to do that with women in friendship situations. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be less of myself so somebody else can feel like they are more. I'm not going to dumb myself down. I'm not going to whore myself out. And I don't have a problem with all of that, but I was born picky. I'm even picky about my damn bottled water. Shout out to the Poland Spring Company. And so I'm naturally picky. It's just me. I told y'all I haven't even kissed anybody that's not my baby father in 7 years, whether we are on or off. That means I just never gone through a hoe phase. Dated 2 guys in college too. If you went to school with me, you legit probably don't even know. You may know one person I dated. Some of y'all I went to school with y'all and I dated nobody. Okay, because when I went to graduate school, I graduated as a graduate school virgin. And actually, most of that time, I was celibate. I was in the South and I was celibate, okay? And it was just me and the Lord through all seasons, not just cuffing seasons, all seasons. So I can't change myself. Maybe when I'm in the old people's home, I'm going to go through that whole phase and that experimental phase. But it hasn't happened to me yet. who I am is who I am. I'm a 41-year-old woman. I can't change that. I'm super picky. And my baby father, I think he played on that. He knew it was going to take a lot for me to leave him because I'm super, super picky about the kind of energy I like around me. But I'm getting to a place right now where I'm super excited about dating for the first time. And I'm like not a person that's really ever had a date. I usually meet somebody through somebody else. But now I'm really realizing the universe, along with this friend that I had to cut off, literally pointed out some things about myself. Sometimes you don't even know your strength, sis. Sometimes you don't even know your strength. Sometimes you don't know, you don't know who is peeping you and what you're doing. Something that you may not even think is important. Somebody else, and probably somebody else who's close to you, envies you because you're able to do these things and you're able to do them naturally because it's just you. I stay in my lane. I don't compete with anybody. If I know you personally, the first person to congratulate you on anything in your life. I'm always sending love, light, and positive energy to my friends, to everybody around me. That's who KJM is. Literally. I am not the type of person to sit there and watch you and be like, well, how are you doing that? Or aren't we getting too old to keep track of how people are pulling guys? Like, I've said this time and time again, I don't care who likes me, it's about who I like. And I've said that time and time again. And to be honest, in the last 12 years, I haven't been attracted to a man I've met in person besides my baby father. And that's why he's gotten away with murder. But things are changing. Things are changing because especially when I was out in Las Vegas, like the energy was so great. I was getting asked on dates by men of all races, okay? All races. And I'm starting to realize that maybe the universe is telling me that it's time for me to step out. And I'm going to do like baby steps. I know my best friend is watching this and he's probably like, yeah, I really do need her to meet a good guy and get married sometime soon. But to him, I'm just going to say, hey, baby steps. I already told you I'm going to try to start dating after the retrograde is fully over. Just baby steps. But anyway, so this is what's going on with me. So I'm saying to y'all, if you're getting messages, and sometimes you miss the red flags, especially when you love somebody like a sister. But if you're now getting messages that you can't ignore, somebody's trying to put you in danger, you're finding out somebody has ill will towards you, or somebody has an obsession with you, that's very unhealthy. Like, you can't hold on to these friendships. And my brother said it best, like sometimes you have to let go of people because you're entering a new season. And when you're entering a new season, you can't take everyone, everything, and every place with you. You're going to graduate from certain situations. And when you graduate, you have to do it with your head held up high. You cannot turn around and ask God why. He already told you what the answer was. And honestly, I made this mistake with my baby father. Like, God had told me no continuously about him. And because I loved him so much, so deep in my heart, I held on for a really, 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 really long time. But guess what? I'm grateful because he about to make me this wonderful girlfriend, wonderful fiance, and wonderful wife to some amazing man for all the lessons that I've learned and all the things I've tried to work on myself. So yeah, y'all just try to stay away from them pick me bitches, and y'all should know what that means, because there's some women out there, no matter what age they are, they're just about being picked. And sometimes when they see you out there and you have a certain type of energy and you're not waiting to be picked, you just like to be out. Like, I like to be out, y'all. There's two types of party girls. I love to party, but I'm very serious about my career too. But I'm not the type of party girl you could take home after. And I'm not about to hold myself out to make nobody else feel better. I'm just not going to do it. And even though I've entered a season of accidental celibacy, because this November will make it like 1 year or something, I pray and I meditate and I'm like, these things are all happening for a reason. So I'm letting y'all know, as the retrograde, the planets are doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And as we're still in the pandemic and monkeypox and polio and all this other stuff is popping up, do some internal check about what's in your circle, the energy that people are giving you. Sometimes they used to be a good friend, but they're not a good friend anymore. Sometimes they used to be a good family member and they're not good family anymore. Sometimes they used to be a good man and they're not a good man anymore. Or sometimes you will find out they never were these things. You hype them up to be these things. And because you love them so much, you try to see the potential and the good in them. But I say to you, sis, let it all go. So if someone is asking why I ended this 14-year relationship, The message is simple. God said no. I prayed and I meditated on it, and God said no. So I closed the door. Y'all be blessed. Have a good hump day, and let me know how you feel about all of this. But don't try to change yourself for people. Things you love about yourself for other people, because these people hate themselves, baby. All right, it's KJM. It's hump day, and I'm out. Love you guys.